Are you wondering common mobile home park regulations? Today we're going to talk about that in today's video. So mobile home parks typically have regulations and rules in place to maintain order and to ensure the well-being of residents and to protect the community as a whole. In many ways, it's similar to like an HOA as well. They want to make sure that the quality of the community is kind of set in a specific standard. They don't want bad landscaping around. They don't want you leaving trash around. They don't want you painting your mobile home pink. Now, while specific regulations can vary from park to park, and some communities might be subject to local laws, here are some common mobile home park regulations that you might find. So number one is the lot lease agreements. So residents will typically enter into a lot lease agreement. This is the park lease, and where the park management will outline the terms and the conditions of living in their mobile home park. So this includes the rent, this includes the duration, and it also includes the rules governing the use of the lot. So number two is the mobile home placement and the appearance. So mobile homes have to comply with the certain guidelines regarding the placement. They'll usually have setback requirements. That means you have to be a certain distance from the lot line itself, and it's usually due to a fire code that's required by that city. They'll also have certain guidelines regarding the size and the appearance of these homes. So they want to make sure that the home is a specific color, like an earth tone color, and it's not something loud and obnoxious. They'll often sometimes have maximum height requirements, any width, they'll have width requirements, meaning how wide the home is. And they'll also have exterior maintenance standards. So if you have siding that's falling off, or if you have dry rot or mold, or if the siding is just super dirty, they might require for you to do a power wash or to repaint any holes or damages that's done on the exterior of your home. Now these standards, sometimes residents might feel it's a nuisance to them. Now it's actually a benefit because it helps keep the community in a nice looking neighborhood, which allows for the place to be at a specific nice standard. Number three is occupancy restrictions. So the park may have occupancy restrictions, which can include limitations to the number of people allowed to stay in the mobile home, or age restrictions such as if it's a senior community, they might only allow 55 and over to live in there. Certain senior communities allow for 18 and above to live there, but it's going to depend on that park to park situation. So of course in family communities you can have kids and that sort of thing, but senior communities, sometimes they hate kids for some weird reason. I don't know why. Let's talk about number four is the pet policies. So mobile home parks commonly have pet policies in place, which may include restrictions on the number of pets you can have. They don't want you having 20 different cats inside one home. Some parks unfortunately do have breed restrictions on the type of dog that you can have there. These are important things that you'll want to find out when moving into these mobile homes if pets are a big deal for you. They'll also talk about leash requirements. Oftentimes they don't want cats to be able to roam free. Some allow it, some don't. And another is sometimes they'll require that every dog, if you're walking your dog, to have a leash. They'll often always, this is a very common topic lately, is the waste cleanup. So if you're walking your pet and you leave poop on a neighbor's lawn, that's kind of disrespectful, and they want to make sure that you're put up to a standard and that they can hold you up to that to make sure that it's not a nuisance to the neighbors and the community itself. Number five is noise and disturbance guidelines. So if you're creating a lot of noise, if you're throwing parties, these are things that might be occasionally cool and all, but they want to disclose there that you can't be a huge disturbance and can't have several different complaints in a row by your neighbors. They want to make sure that all the neighbors feel that this community is a peaceful living environment, and they don't have to worry about all these noise complaints during quiet hours after 10 o'clock. And these parks might have designated quiet hours after the evening time. Number six is the community maintenance. So residents may be responsible for maintaining their own lots in their mobile homes. So this includes regular upkeep of their own lawn, their landscaping. So the park management may have these specific guidelines of what you can plant in the ground, what you can plant above the ground, what type of rock that they do approve of. Now, these regulations are in place to ensure that the community is neat and well maintained and the appearance looks good throughout the whole community. Number 7 is the parking rules. So how do the guest parking work? What is the parking regulations on these homes? Am I allowed to fit 3 cars in my carport or 4 cars in my carport? The park will have a guideline around this topic and rules against parking on the streets, within the park, park, what are considered a fire safety parking violation, and where can you park within the park. Number 8 is safety and security. So these mobile home parks might have regulations in place to promote safety and security, such as speed limits. Driving speed limits has been a huge issue, especially in family parks. We don't want kids in danger from any speeding in these communities, so they might hold you up to that. They'll also have restrictions on any form of fire hazards, such as fireworks and that sort of thing, and they might have rules related to the use of common areas and facilities. Number 9 is the community rules and conduct. These parks often establish community rules and conduct guidelines to ensure harmonious living environment. What does harmonious mean? So these rules might cover topics such as littering, being respectful to your neighbors. They might also talk about if there is a dispute between neighbors, how do we resolve this together? So they have processes in place for that. They also talk about the compliance with the local laws and regulations as well. So it's very important to note that these regulations can vary from each park to park as well. So the park management, and also sometimes they'll have a homeowners association, they should be able to provide you with a copy of the rules and regulations to ensure that you're aware of all of these guidelines in place within that specific community. Hopefully this brought value to you guys. If you like our stuff, please subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching Franco Mobile Homes. Have a great one. Watch our other videos if you can. Thanks.